Hello, hello, my frosty foxy friends. Happy Monday. Hope everyone is doing well. Gotta have the gamer light. Super important. Hey everyone, what's going on? How are you doing today? Hmm. As for me, I'm doing okay. I see your pun there, Gaff. Your pun redeem. Guess you could say I'm being a drag on this day with a dragon. I'm feeling a little extra tired. So, this may be a relatively short stream, not one that goes for very long. I currently have my chillest chill list playing. So, if I pass out, I'm sorry. Hi, Hachidori. How are you? How are you doing? Yeah? Did you have any weird dreams last night? What did you dream about? If you can share. You got yelled at a lot? I'm sorry. That's not good. That's not a fun dream. I got a dream that'll make you happy, though. Sorry, I'm trying to warm up my hands right now because I'm really cold at the moment. Yeah, I had a dream I was coming to visit you. Hmm. Yes, please. Started to experiment on in Black Ops 2 with zombies. Nice, Gaff. I don't know if you heard my pun, Gaff. I didn't. There was no response, so I apologize. That's an Absol. Yeah, I want an Absol. Absol's cool. Uh, so the pun of the day was I guess you could say I'm being a real drag on this day because dragon. Also, I'm very tired. I'm very tired. So today might be a little bit of a short stream. Um I kind of figured this dragon was going to take two streams by itself to paint because what I'm going to do is going to take a lot of technical work. Not a lot, Gaff. Not a lot. Didn't mean to bump my microphone. At least not good sleep. But I'm going to try and fix that again for the millionth time tonight. Nothing outside the normal for me right now. A caught the Absol. Nice. Anyway, I really figured today I would debut on stream what I call my chillest chill list. It's pretty reflective. It's real easygoing stuff to have on in the background. That you might recognize some things, some covers, but it's supposed to just be a real easygoing, as the name says, chill playlist. So if I fall asleep, I apologize. What are you doing here? Stop it. Anyway, so yeah, we are going to be painting this sucker, and I've got some ideas. I'm going to be using inspiration from this book. There's a dragon in here by the name of Cornall. Cornall? It's page 41. Nope, that's 44. There it is, yeah. Kundal, the rainbow dragon. And this is what they look like. Wow. Let me... It's the ring light. The ring light's being a problem. Hold on. Just shut that off for a second. There we go. So it's a little hard to pick up, but there's yellows, greens, and blues on this dragon. And that's going to be the inspiration because they are very similar in design to this one. Now, this dragon is not going to be this one. I'm going to let that known because this dragon is considered gargantuan, which this mini is not gargantuan. All right. So, there we go. DMs are always open. I appreciate that, Gaff. Thank you. All right. Hands are a little warmed up. At least enough I feel confident in continuing this. So, now my thing that I am concerned about are these wings. I am keeping these wings, but I'm unsure of how I want to tackle them considering the color scheme that this dragon's going to be. I guess we'll see what happens. But we do have to start with some paints. And what I was thinking of doing was starting with a green base and then building the blues and yellows on top of that. I'm thinking these center spikes, center scales would be yellow. These outer scales would be yellow, and then this blending of blues and greens on the main parts of the body. Now, the problem is that this space in between is going to be so difficult to get to. And I have no idea what I'm going to do for like the whooshy hair-like aspects. This will be interesting. Anyway, Hachidori, I'm sorry you didn't have good dreams last night. It's for you, Gaff. I hope you've been well. Hope you've had a good day. Oh, you know what? I forgot to grab some towels. time, all the time. Kind of clean that off. Sweet. Any one-shot D&D concepts I can use to help become a better DM? Start small. I can as is for advice, you want to do a small adventure. Low level, lots of fun but low stakes. Um I did a birthday one shot for a friend of mine and several friends of between us because I wanted some extra bodies involved. And the I would say that the idea with the quest was pretty simple. I set up two scenarios. Your little sister wants to get to playing in D&D. Nice. How old is your sister? Let me ask that. The youngest person I've ever had at my table was 10, and that was a lot. She's 13. Okay, so she's a little bit older. Um, I would ask why she's interested in D&D, not to dissuade her, but to understand what her expectations are. Like, what does she think D&D is? And then if you get an answer from her, maybe try to build around that because D&D is a very flexible game, a very flexible system. See, that's the thing. People who want to play tabletop role playing games like Dungeons and Dragons, they either have heard about it and know nothing, so they have no expectations, or they've seen something or somebody has it mentioned something specific, and so they have that baggage coming into it. Also, some people might have the baggage of treating it like a video game, and that's not true either. Um, so I would ask, what she thinks D&D is, and maybe build around that. But as far as one shots, keep it low stakes, keep it fun and lighthearted, especially for new players, because D&D, from an outsider perspective, from somebody who's as somebody new to it, can be very overwhelming. There's books, all kinds of books, and reading and trying to understand and grasp mechanics, and it can be a lot. Like a little narrative game from a narrative, like a little video game from a narrative POV, that's fair. Each table is different, but to the one shot I ran for someone's birthday, I set up the world. It was all homebrew. I set up the world and they were level 3. So not too terribly high. Very, very kill Boblin the Goblin after the bat. Yes. Yeah, let's not traumatize them. You string them along. You got to build up that anticipation, that drama. You got to let them get attached first. But they started out as level 3, and before the one shot, I built them up. I did little personal arcs with them. That's just me. That's my style. So they were level 3 when it started, and I essentially gave them two choices at like a boards at a community gathering sort of board style. We're putting up notices for things we need help with, and they had two options. Um, they could look into two different series of disturbances. They weren't going to do both. They had to pick one. And I set up this interesting little adventure with either them going to deal with kobolds who were getting into some shenanigans or looking into some disruptions that were happening. Now, they were different because the big disruptions were like the earth was shaking. There was these rumbles coming from a certain area, and the other one was there were these loud booms that were disturbing people coming from the forest over yonder. That was the kobolds. Um, so the adventure was like a couple days trek getting there with some things in between, low level interesting things to help. And I like to include sort of like a big narrative thing that they can be a part of. And I'll break it down how it essentially went. So the party, I'm going to start painting while we're doing this. I'm going to layer this base. The party essentially got together at this board and went on this quest to go see what these disturbances were about. They had a guide to help guide them to where they were going in the form of an NPC who, outside of giving them information, was useless. They were not combat oriented in any way, shape, or form. So the party had to rely essentially on themselves and the information provided by this NPC. Pro DM tip: if you're going to give the players an NPC, have a reason to take that NPC away outside of death. Have a reason for that NPC to not want the party not want them to keep them around for very long. It's way too tempting, in my opinion, to sort of have what's called a DMPC, a Dungeon Master Player Character. So give your NPCs quirks, give them things that are useful, but give them something that's going to take them away from the party, or allow for the party to be like, okay, you've done your job, we're gonna go, bye. It's beneficial to the health, in my opinion, to the health of the game, in my opinion. But so this NPC, this gnome informant, was helping guide them to the location, and sort of, like I said, be an informant along the way. And so they end up traveling through the forest and end up having to stay there for a couple of nights because it's several days travel. This is a one shot, so we're going to do travel day by day and things are going to happen. Their first encounter, they came across a set of the little glowing spirits, the little that come in like packs. I can't remember what they're called off the top of my head. Not necessarily, because since this NPC doesn't have fighting skills, they have to stay with the party, right? They're just going to be useless in a fight. But more like a guide. You know, hey, I'm going to take you to the general location. I'm also somebody who's going to record the information that's going on so I can properly report it for you. So this guide, now I gotta look him up. Give me my monster manual. Hold on. not seeing the name? It wasn't Sprites. What is 47? Nope. Nope. So you can take notes. That's fine, Gav. Go for it. Okay, hold on. I gotta look this up. Because now it's gonna bother me. And I hate being bothered. You're ready. Good. I'm also going to see if I have it. Was on the continent of Erosa. Nope. Where did I put it? Nope. That's official stuff. Not what I'm looking for. Mm. Okay. I'm trying to find my notes now on this. Put that in the water so it doesn't dry. Where did I put them? You can dry. You're fine. We're going to add layers to you anyway. Nope. I really thought I had that on here. So what happened? Nope. That's not it. That's not it. So now it's gonna bug me. Not you. Not you. You know what the sad thing is I've used these creatures multiple times because I find them fascinating. And I, for the life of me, cannot remember what they're called. So I apologize. Give me 1 second. Nope. Nope. No. I remember the kobolds. That's easy. Was it? Ooh, hold on. Let me check. Okay, that might be it. 301. Yes. Okay. That's what they're called. So, on the first night, the party venturing through the forest ended up having a small like pack of will-o-wisps gather upon them. And I like to homebrew things. I like to make things a bit more interesting to reflect the worlds that I'm making. And so the thing that I did with these will-o-wisps is that they react to the energy you put out. Now, I don't know why I didn't think this wasn't going to go well, because it went absolutely swell, because the 3 players in the one shot were all charisma based classes. It was a warlock, a rogue, and a sorcerer. Who all had very high charisma, and one of them decided to take this opportunity to dance and put positive energy out. The guide was just like, these are will-o-wisps, and they're going to react to you, to your energy. If you have negative energy, they're going to attack. If they have positive energy, you know, they might just move on. So think happy thoughts. And instead of thinking happy thoughts, the party just sort of vibed with them. So that was like the first night. That was really kind of fun and heartwarming. Moving deeper into the forest, they end up realizing they're about to get swarmed by something. Okay, well, before I get to that, in moving deeper into the forest, they realize there's this large being lumbering through. It sounds mean, it's huge, it's grumpy. And they're in a part of this forest where it's just like perpetual night because the forest is that dense. They end up coming across this being who is a treant. If you don't know what a treant is, it's essentially a living tree, a living sentient tree. It can talk, it moves, it does all kinds of things. They engaged politically with this treant and, you know, learned that it was the guardian of this forest. And it was just like, you know, why are you here? And, you know, the party answered. This is where, I'm sorry, it wasn't a rogue. We had a bard. There was supposed to be a 4th player who was going to be a rogue, but he had to back out. So it was our bard who was engaging with this treant, and, you know, they were like, we're just passing through to try and fix a problem. And the treant was like, problem? I've got a problem. There's this noise, and it's disturbing my sleep, and I just want to rest. And, you know, very grumpy treant, because of the noises that the party are going to investigate on. So throughout moving deeper into this dark forest, mind you, they realized something was following them, but they weren't sure if it was the treant or not. So they're like, okay, well, you know, we can help you. We can help you get some rest. And, you know, we can make sure, you know, we're on our way to go deal with this. And the treant was just like, if you deal with that noise, you know, I would be much grateful for it. And so the party helps the treant take a nap. Very simple, very cute, very fun. You know, they had some spells at their disposal where they were like, we'll help you sleep, and you know, they helped the treant go to sleep and all that. Well, it's at this point. Oh shit, that just broke. Oh well. The party realizes whatever's been following them has been multiple things following them, and they're getting closer and closer, and they're like, oh, what do we do? What do we do? Because they find out it's trolls. Now, if you look at the CR rating, they're not ready for a single troll, much less multiple trolls. Can you guess what happened? Oh no, a fight happened. And they tried their best. But the treant woke up. And the treant, grateful for the little bit of respite, for the little bit of rest, proceeded to solo all of these fucking trolls. So that was the big thing, the big narrative thing. They got to help engage in a large scale fight by being nice. They survived the night because of the treant. The treant, then handling all of these trolls and in a very aggressive manner, came back and thanked them. And was just like, thank you for the rest. Please take care of whatever that noise is, though. And then proceeded to walk off and away. And the party was able to rest for the night, knowing that they would be safe. Next day, they make it to the location. And what they end up discovering is that these kobolds have fallen into, well, they've been mining. They've been working, doing an operation, and in this cave that they had been digging out, they accidentally fell into some of the old world. Now, for me, the old world, also called the Forgotten Time, was a time during which my world was in total chaos. It was a beautiful, pristine world, but everyone was at each other's throats. I believe the specific phrase I used was, you know, history is written by the victors. So societies and cultures did not have time to really stay around for long times because wars were a constant. That means technology and magic was constantly ramping up to one up the other. So it was essentially just a wild time. So these kobolds, during a mining operation, during their stint, found a part of the Forgotten Time, the Forgotten World, and essentially a ton of what is called arcanotech. It's the blend of the arcane and science. So kobolds, having ridiculous technology, you know, are getting up to some shenanigans. So the party discovers this, but I also sowed some seeds because I read the room and realized I'm playing with nothing but charisma-based classes. So I was like, okay, you all see there's some things going on. You see that, you know, I made them roll for it, and they were able to get the information that, you know, the majority of the kobolds were not happy. They were being overworked. They were tired. And so the group got together to essentially unionize the kobolds, which the headmaster, who was going to be the boss, did not like. Now, this was wonderful because not only did they get the majority of the kobolds on their side, they got them to help, because if they didn't, it was going to be the majority of these kobolds they were fighting against, plus the boss, who had a literal, like, dragon mech that he was riding. It was one of the technologies that they had found and decided, this is mine and I'm going to use this to keep me in power. And so that was a fun little fight. The party won. I made it interesting, but I also made it a challenge for them. But that was pretty much the one shot. You know, they fought, there were some shenanigans. I got to be a little quirky because on the boss, one of the players had the ability, because they were a warlock, was able to knock. They took the Eldritch Snotback ability where they can just boot people. And so before I had even realized he was playing that kind of a warlock, I'd given this kobold a safety feature. It was essentially a bungee cord that they were strapped to the machine with, so they'd get knocked off and ricochet back. They took damage doing it, but they were still on the machine. The players laughed. They're like, this is fucking stupid. They had fun. I need to refresh this color. And then, you know, as part of the reward for the one-shot, because it was a one-shot, they had access to some of that Arcanotech, and they were able to get things that would enhance their characters. Or at least their specific play styles. That was a lot of fun. The other part, if they decided to choose to do the other quest, was they were going to do an escort for an elemental. That was the other option. Let me put that up, because I actually have the mini for it. I was going to take this large turtle and essentially use green stuff and other stuff to alter it to make it look like a large fire elemental. And that part of the quest, the rumblings was, the world I've created is so rich in the arcane that ley lines are able to cross in certain areas and essentially act as points of contact where the other planes can come through accidentally. It's also how sometimes elementals are born. This elemental, this baby flaming turtle, was going to be birthed in an area, and the rumblings were it's sort of building up to. And when the party got there, it would have been, the guide would have been like, this area is completely different. Something is wrong here. This used to be a plain. Like, there were little hills and grasslands and valleys. This looks like a volcanic region, and then boom, elemental turtle, spawns. And so their goal would be to escort this creature to another nearby ley line that would take it, that would essentially act like a portal to take it back to the plane of fire. So it would be escorting, and then there would be poachers. That was going to be the big bad for that, who use special technology to rang in elementals to then sell on the markets. And other mythical creatures. Not just elementals, but, for this case, they're after this elemental because it is a young elemental. Those resources are incredibly powerful and important and worth a lot of money. I gotta double check to make sure my players aren't in chat. One of the things that I like to do is I like to take magic items and sort of flip them on their head. And so something that was going to be cool about these these group of bandits, these poachers, is that some of the technology they use, specifically the head honcho, he's sort of the main one who helps wrangle and make sure that elementals or creatures of this, are incapacitated. He was going to use a specially modified bow and arrow set, essentially sort of like a portable harpoon, um, that the arrows had immovable rods that were activated by a word command. And so imagine the players look when they get hit with this fucking massive arrow and then they're stuck in place. And so it'd be them protecting the elemental and fighting these bandits off, because this is supposed to be several days of travel and ordeal. So the moment the bandits seem like they're getting whooped, they're out. They're going to reconvene. They're going to try and come back with more stuff. They're going to be a little bit more powerful until the final showdown where it's just like it's all or nothing. I'm really liking this green. So that was one of the one shots I ran. It was a birthday one shot. The players loved it. They didn't do the alternative. They didn't do the fire elemental turtle, but they did the what I called Kobold Chaos and had a wonderful time. And you know, they had some fights here and there. But then they also did some talking stuff, and they were rewarded very nicely for that, because you should give your players. I got half a page of info. Thank you. You're welcome. Quick notes, DM quick notes. Yeah, feel free to run with that. What's another one shot I ran? The only other one shot I can think of off the top of my head was a horror game I did for Halloween, but that's not conducive to a 13-year-old. I think one of the biggest things you can do with a new player is nurture the idea that they are only limited by their imagination and obviously the world the DM has set up. You do want to operate within those sort of bounds, but generally speaking, you know, this inside's going to be so hard. I should have painted this as when it was still individual pieces. I think that'd have been smarter. Still nudity, so I might do a page for the rules, some of the stuff. Okay. That's fair. It's always nice to have descriptions. But where was my train of thought going? I think with new players, you know, be patient. Help explain as best as you can. If something seems complicated, water it down. Don't be afraid to dim it down to allow them to make it easier to grasp. A prison break would be cool too for a one shot. I haven't done one of those. I need you, but I need to make more paint. Yeah, no, I support a prison break because those are also a lot of fun. But, you know, also just make sure it's reflective of the characters that they're interested in pursuing. You know, if you play a good character, you're wanting to play a good character, why would they be in prison? You know? Make sure that they're on board for it. Communication is really the key. But that's if the players don't have any expectations, you know, see what they're interested in. So you think if you adapted to the, yeah, no, that's Look. From one experienced DM to you, steal everything, bro. Steal everything. Read whatever media you consume and put it as the D&D idea. Seriously. Yeah, I definitely should have painted this when it was pieces. I am regretting this choice because this dragon is so swooshy. Like, part of the reason I say, take whatever you read, whatever you've seen, whatever's inspired you, and run with it as an idea, because it resonated with you. It was something you enjoyed, and because you enjoyed it, that's going to translate in the love of the game. I was thinking if they were good characters in prison. Okay. I was thinking if they were a good character and in prison. I don't know. Yeah, I can't come up with a valid reason. Mistakes happen. Good people do go to prison all the time. So how? What you're looking for is a solution. What is the reason they're there? What transpired to get them accidentally in prison? And then what you do from there is you set up those plot points and then you let the players engage and how they want to decide to handle it. That's how you would do that. Now, what I will say, if it's a one shot, you do want this to be all encompassed. When this is wrapped up, sure, there could be some like loose strings, maybe if you want to pick it up later, but you want to make sure it's got that bow on top. Like if this one shot is truly a one shot, and it's the only version of this game that the players leave satisfied. Also, take into account how many players you have. If you're just running this for like your sister, you know, definitely scale it around her. I wouldn't recommend like a big prison break thing. At least not without very much simplifying the game. Oh, this sucks. Only one person? Yeah, then I would very much simplify and condense that. I wouldn't get too heavy in the rules just because one character trying to do everything is going to be very difficult, especially if you playing rules as written. Getting lost in a shop, like a magic shop? Like something weird happens? Oh, so it's like a little mystery. That's interesting. A shop ran by Faye. That could be fun. And maybe because of their presence, there's some blending of realities between the realms. Kind of like a little bit of Alice in Wonderland vibe. That could be exciting. The double yeah from Gav. You're taking notes as fast as you can. Would that be better suited to a one person one shot? Um, I think both could work. Just like I said, you'd have to make it make sense for one person. The thing with Prison Breaks is that there's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of, things that have built up. I'm trying so hard to get in between this back, and it is not working. So I'm going to set that down for a moment. If the Fae arrived, could I say a magic clash happened with their arrival, causing a blip in reality? Yeah, you're the DM. You can make it make sense however you want. To me, that's a perfectly sound explanation. The shop is above the prison. It's a crossover event. I think the best advice I can give in this in its entirety though is keep it simple. Keep it easy for a new player. I think that's the best thing you can do. Lighthearted, something fun. You were tossed into a homebrew campaign for your first time. That's rough. especially if you had no context or like prior. Oof. How'd that go for you? I hope you at least had fun. Okay, you had fun. Good. Good, 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 good. Good. You know, depending on the type of player, you may have had more fun if you had context, but, you know, at least you were able to enjoy yourself. I want to get this spot so bad. This was a mistake. Die rolls and sleight of hand stuff. Nice. Well, it's good that everybody was helpful. That is very important. They weren't some dickheads. Got involved in a fight pit and developed the underground name of the Liver King. Oh, Jesus. Are you eating people's livers? You were probably just bashing them in. Yes! I got it. Granted, I had to use like half a ton of paint to get it, but I got it. Did I see another spot? I only punched them in the liver. That's the only place I attacked. I'm gonna have people pissing blood. Oh, chill command not working? What? Hold on. Nightbot, what you doing? Why you doing it? There we go. There we go. Now it's working. Here, let me load into the other things. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. That's what I thought. Why do you say it's offline? It's not. It's on. Yep, that's bad. 4 on a dice roll, Gaff? Jesus. Hey, there it is. Does it work? Cool. And Streamlabs. That can rip? With a critical failure. Yikes. The digital dice do not like you, Gaff. I'm sorry. Alert box. And let's do a test follow. Ah. No test follow. There we go. Okay. Oh my god. Gaff. What is... The dice hates you right now. What are you doing? Hold on. Let's see if it's just you. Hey, I got a 10 plus. All right, let's fucking go. I'm so sorry. Hey, you're getting closer. You almost broke 10. That's exciting. Dice roller, stop beating a dead Gaff. He's dead. Let him have one. Please. Hey, a nat 20, let's go. What's going on, Jack? How are you, bud? Yep, you the goat now. You just needed that 120 after how many failures? Not bad, just settling in for the night. How are you? I'm okay. I'm a little extra tired today. So, stream might be short, but I'm okay. Hopefully your Monday wasn't too terrible. Would music be necessary? Well, there's your critical one. According to Dice Roll, music is not necessary at all. In fact, it won't work. No. That's up to you. I like ambiance. I like having music and background. So, like I said, that's entirely up to you. And if you want that kind of atmosphere, wasn't too bad. Got out of work early, but I'm worried about one of my cats. She's not eating too much. Oh no. Oh, I hope it's not anything serious. Have you been to a vet recently? Maybe get some things checked out. Even more notes. Let's go. 9 lines of a full page. There you go. Me too. We haven't taken her to her vet yet, but she is kind of old. I want to say 13. Yeah. Yeah, it couldn't hurt just to get an expert's opinion. We had a cat, a family cat. She was old as fuck. She was 21 when she passed. Um, she started to have some weird things go on. She was using the bathroom in weird places. So they finally took her to a vet, and we found out that she had was it renal kidney failure? The wild thing about all of that was that the vet was just like, if she did not have this, she'd probably live another 5, 10 years because everything else about her was fucking stellar. But I guess that's one of the fucking weird things about life. One day you're fine, and then the next you're not. Yeah, one day you're fine, next day shit hits. It does. Well, I hope it doesn't get worse, but I do hope at some point y'all might get her to a vet and just to see what's going on, and then at the very least, look at your options. I am liking this base screen. It's very pretty. Two thanks. I'll see what we can do. Mom's on the fence about taking her to the event and spending money on her. I'll find out we can't really do anything, which I get, but at the same time, probably wouldn't hurt. I think it's the love, the act of it. Yeah, it'll suck to spend that money and know you can't do anything, but you know, at least then one, you know, and two, you'll be able to sleep about it, I think. Oh shit, I missed that. Tire spot behind the leg. I know in this day and age, it sucks because money just is scarce. So no judgment. But something I've learned is that, when I was doing building engineering and all of that stuff, applies to people, applies to things, applies to everything. The goal is preventative maintenance. If you can get ahead of it, it's really what you should do. But that's not always the case. Not everybody is so fortunate to be able to do that. It sucks that, the world we live in, the majority of folks are just, oh, I'm just going to ride on until something has to happen. Oh, there's a weird noise in my car. Let me turn up the radio. I have so many personal instances of going, my chest hurts. Is this it? I'll ride it out. That's terrifying. And it fucking sucks. I guess continuing that train of thought, I also hate the mentality that's been brought about where it's, money can't buy you happiness. It's like the fuck it can't. Money can buy me health. Money can buy me time. And if I can have health and time, I can have happiness. The whole material wealth is just so dated, so old, so boring. Unless it's in a video game, then I want it all. Give me my gold, DM. Let's see what happens. Hopefully we can get her checked out. At the very least, it's something that's... If it's something that's not good, hopefully we can at least comfort her. That's the big thing. Just making sure she's comfortable. Money might not directly buy happiness, but it sure as hell can help. Yeah. 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 There was a statistic, not a statistic, but something somebody sort of put out there. If you, they speculated, and on some level, I believe it. We're not in a recession. We're in another depression, and one that's worse than the Great Depression of the 30s. For those who aren't American, that's specifically what I'm talking about. Oh, is it in the 1930s? The average wage of a person was just shy of $5,000 a year, I believe. And if you mark that up for inflation to today's dollar, that would be like $95,000. People in the Great Depression were making more money than we're making. How's that fucking sound? Now, I usually take those things with a grain of salt. I saw the chart that they were using and everything, and it's just like it makes sense, but it just sucks. It's like peasants back in medieval times had more free time than most of us. It's just wild that people say that there's not enough money to go around, but they expect us to live. Anyway, some real talk aside, I think this is also why we like fantasy games and role playing games right now. You know, I get to have a house in my role playing game. I get to experience 8 hours of sleep and wake up feeling fine in my role playing game. Fuck the magic. I have money and financial stability. Right? Hmm. Oh snap! That's a wild crow gump. I am glad I did this. I was feeling tired, really tired, enough that I was probably going to cancel tonight's Monday mini time. But I'm glad I get to be here with you all. And I'm really enjoying this. I love painting minis. I hate that I'm a fucking giant because it's just like giant hands, small craft. Come on, get in there. The Jade Dragon is upon us. Well, Jade for now. We're going to add some layers. We're going to add some colors. Thoroughly convinced we're headed to some cyberpunk esque future, whether we like it or not. I might like some of the visual aesthetics, but god damn it if I don't hate the megacorp centered life. Yes. Yes. I would agree. Yeah. Um You know, that's an interesting subject because I've heard people talking about legal cases featuring around technology for amputees. It really helps not to be in the US. Oh, if I could leave, I don't know where I'd go, but if I could, and it be someplace I could be secure and safe and taken care of. At the same time, it's not going to fix the problems here. That'd be a big regret for me. I like it here. I just want it to be better. Oh, snap. I forgot. I have tea. That's a real tragedy. Is it cold? No, still got some warmth. Yeah, I want here to get better. I don't want leaving to be an option. Well, not the first option, I should say. Look at my paint water. Does anybody else want to drink this, or is it just me? Like, this looks like something you should drink, which is really telling. So, what am I doing to help make it better there? Personally, Hachidori? Surviving. Looks like a medical concoction. It does. Hey, Kiri. By the way, Kiri, I did forgot to ask, how was the vacation? You sent me that beach pic and it looked very pretty. I haven't been to the beach in years. I miss the water. It's good, except you got burned. You white. I know. I get it. To answer your question, I'm okay. I'm a little extra tired today, but I'm glad that I pushed through and decided to continue with Monday Mini Time because I love doing this and I love being with you all. No cap. For real, for real. 100. You can tell I sound exhausted. I'm sorry. I am having a good time being here, though. What I'd love, if I can have my way, is if I had dual citizenship somewhere. That way I can still be here. If I had to dip, then I'd have somewhere to go all lined up. I don't even know where to start for someone like me to start helping if I'm not ready. Yeah, that's valid. That's valid, Jack. Well, the first step would be picking a place and then seeing what the requirements for citizenship is. Um, Germany has recently laxed a lot of stuff, and they're actually encouraging people to move there. Canada has their Express Work Pass, where if you have a highly sought after trade skill, not trade, but skill in general, you can get citizenship there within a year or two. Um, I know Canada also has a program for um, LGBTQ plus folks, where if you are living abroad and you feel like your life is in danger where you're at, they will help fund you to get to Canada and get citizenship and all that stuff. Sorry, I was rambling about other places you could go. There's other interesting loopholes, like if you not loopholes, but if you have money, you can get citizenship in like England. It's Italy. I wouldn't go to Italy right now because their government's fucked at the moment. But they have programs where you can purchase old castles and churches and landmarks. They'll essentially give it to you if you renovate it, and you'll get citizenship, and you can live there. Just don't take me to the beach. I go from the beacons are lit calls to Dr. Zoidberg. You become crab. We return to crab. Quick question. A friend we played once wants to join our clan. Maybe not. Well, someone wants to join. Yeah, if they want to join, feel free. You got to take it one step at a time, Jack. Yeah, that's true. That is. Island isn't too bad right now, although I don't know the requirements for citizen. My only problem with Ireland, and I've heard this from um some folks who have been trying to move there, is that the housing market hasn't been great either. It's kind of similar to Canada where there's just not a lot. So that's my only concern. That's the only thing. That's my only concern, and really the only thing I know. That and there's a lot of sheep. Y'all love your sheep. Which, to be honest, sheep are really cool. But is it's way too expensive? Yeah, that's totally fair. I'll start with that at least. Yeah, I have to look into it for sure. Definitely. You know, there's a lot of interesting things, but just how do I want to say that? I think the thing to be careful of is just pay attention to the climate. I'm not talking just the weather. You know, the society. It doesn't matter if where you go is cheap and affordable if there's no work there. If you can't work there, how are you going to make money? Things like that. If you Twitch stream, you get taxed up to 60%. I don't know how true that is, but that's a lot. Oh, yeah, Jack. Exactly that. It's not a good thing if it's, as the saying goes, out of the pot and into the fire. Because usually the fire means you can't leave now. You're stuck somewhere. All important to think about? Definitely. Yeah, first I've heard of it, to be honest. If that's true, though, that's a lot. That's a fucking lot. Saw a clip of a girl streamer said something to do with American or British tax thingy. It's like 60%. Definitely. Also, Hachidori, that's a really cute video you sent me. Yeah, if you want to invite somebody, Kiri, as long as they're chill, that's the only thing we really care about. Make sure that their server nickname matches their Bungie ID, and it should be good. Now playing Roblox horror games. That is a combination of words and nouns that I support, but goddamn, that Roblox horror game, everything becomes spheres, not squares. It's Cthulhu horror. I don't understand what's happening. Unsquares your squares. Found it. Yeah, I'll take a look. I support this. Could you send that my way as well, please? I'm curious. Kiri posted it in the general chat of our Discord, uh, Destiny 2 Discord clan. I'm not going to play it because if she has copyrighted stuff in the back, I'll watch it later. Times attacks, which told us to 60. She got Twitch, Irish, and LA tax. That's wild. Uh oh. Control, copy, and paste. There we go. Because apparently that's a weird hound dower. She lives in LA, but why is she getting taxed from Ireland? Also, to answer your question, Gaff, that you asked in the clan chat, scrims are private PvP matches where you use specific rule sets to practice with each other. Some people just sort of free for all it, so anyone can use anything, and you practice that way. Some people have more defined rules. Could be the bank accounts registered in Ireland. Oof, that's wild. I'd want to get that changed quick, fast, and in a hurry. That's a valid cause, though. Like, that makes sense. I love this playlist so much. It's so fucking chill. Kiri, have you not paid attention to class? The Brits have just that's just their MO. That's their resume. They took over the entire world to get all of the spices and then decided not to use any of them. Like, I'm not sure if it translates well, but you know, my heritage is Irish. So when the Queen died, I just kind of like, and look at the prick that there's now, that sits there now. As a Frenchman, I hate them. Valid. Somebody told me a hilarious joke. They come into Twitch once in a while, but the joke was, why can't the Brits play chess anymore? Because they lost their queen. It's so fucked. Hmm. Oh, imagine how different things would be if Diana didn't die. She actually gave a shit. The concept of royalty should just be abolished. I agree. But I'm pretty sure that'll happen, you know, the day we abolish millionaires and up. I think the most wild thing, in my opinion, and I could be very wrong about this. And if I am, please correct me. But I feel like I spent the majority of my life being told that like the British royalty were just figureheads and nothing more, only to find out like that's a lie. Like clearly they can change and make policies. It's just like that's not what a figurehead does. Have I been lied to? Probably. I don't understand how Britain is democratic but have monarchy. Yeah, monarchy running. Even they were just figureheads, they're unnecessary. I agree. I agree. But it's weird because when I think of a figurehead, it's literally just, you know, something for aesthetics, not something that actually has political power. So it's the same in Japan. See, here's my problem with that. Because my first thought was, oh, y'all have shoguns. It's just like, is that what? I'll say this: America was Britain's greatest fail. Yes, I love the scales on this dragon. They are very keeled and detailed, and this is going to be wild. Because what I think I'm going to do is I'll dry brush on those outer layers, the greens and blues, and really sort of blend them with a figurehead royal family. Ah, gotcha. That's right. Damn, we're just talking about all the real heavy stuff today. Fuck. It's fine. Sometimes it's necessary. Sometimes it's important. What's up, Kiri? Mhm. Makes fun of France for losing to Germany in power twice, but look at today. France is far better. Yeah. Yeah, there's all kinds of problems and things we could touch on, but going beyond what we've already talked about and some of the more heavier stuff, I feel like would be bad. So, yo, Kiri, did you invite your friend? We had a thunderstorm roll through a little while ago. It was pretty nice. Sounds like the rain is still coming. Kind of wish it would rain through the night. It'd be nice to sleep too. Grass is the dungeon. Nice. We can do some farming then. It'll be a busy week. It'll also be the PsyOps Nightfall. So, why are you going to get stressed? It's not a bad dungeon, I promise you. Because now the summer event is live Tuesday, and I have to play Naval every day or two for the challenge. Play Naval? We're going to chill. These look like the classic, like, clay shingles. I don't know what I want to do with these. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of PvE this week. Battleship cruisers. Oh, for War Thunder. Gotcha. Man, you're gonna have a busy week then, bud. Hopefully, at least a fun one though. That's what's important. What do I want to do? More Thunder's never fun nowadays. You know, they say that about Destiny. I am going to look up this style real quick. Oh, snap. They come in colors. I didn't realize that. Got tans, reds, blacks, blues, whites. Snap. Got some variation. That's cool. You know what? What is that? Notification. Let's do orange. I think that'll be an interesting contrast to the greens and blues. Gotta pop the top. Anyway, oh snap. Magmortar? Let's fucking go. Gaff, did you have any other questions or things that you wanted to ask for the one shot prep? That's a lot of orange. I did not mean to do that much. Whoops. You know what? I want to use my Citadel brush. I haven't used you in a hot minute. We're going to do orange base for these shingles. And then we're going to add some layers of depth, some age. Really just kind of get into these nooks and crannies. Hey, I call it Magmortar. I don't even remember what Pokemon that is, but it's mine now. Ooh. Ooh. Yes, please. This is a good track. Everyone, the dragon is fine. The dragon is taking a nap. It's okay. Actually, Gaff might have gone to sleep. It is very late for him. Mm. Anyway, kind of got lost in the sauce there, thinking about an idea that could fit with that song pretty well. Actually, I should let that dry before I do any of the stone or wood. Oh, my nose is being weird. I apologize. I need a moment. Oh. Why is the body so weird? Picks the weirdest times to do stuff. See a couple spots. Some detailed crevices I need to get into, but outside of that, we're looking pretty spiffy. I really like how pretty these dragons are. This one is really pretty. You know why? I realize why. Outside of it, the design is great. I'm getting reminded of an emerald tree boa. And if you've never seen one, they are gorgeous snakes. That's like a dream reptile I've wanted to have for a long time. Whew, but that's a lot of work. Oh man. Could you imagine a great worm designed after an emerald tree boa? That would be wild. That bite would suck. For those who may not know, emerald tree boas have the largest, or at least the second largest fangs of any snake species, and they tend to be a little temperamental. So when you get bit by them, you know you've gotten bit. But they're gorgeous. They really are pretty. And like everything else, when handled properly and with respect, can be very charming. And caring, you know? God, that'd be wild though. That bite attack would suck. As a great worm. Like crushing mountains. Hmm. That's why this is so strong. A lot of the loose leaf got to the bottom. Oh well. Anyway, I am excited for this upcoming weekend. Another D&D game is scheduled for this Saturday, so I won't be streaming this weekend. But I'm looking forward to see what's going to happen. It's going to be Pit Fight 2.0 with my Sharkan fucking icon. I can't. It's getting more and more difficult to call my Sharkan a he, him, just because of the experiences they've gone through. I've had so many changes and transformations and things happen to them. But that's also growth, you know? A Lillipop. I want to catch a Lillipop. Mm-hmm. Here's a fun question. If you could play in a game of D&D right now, what class and race would you play? Like, what would you want to bring to the table? Mm-hmm. You know what? I was using the wrong tool this entire time. This small brush is able to get in here very nicely. Mm-hmm. Assuming homebrew's out of the question. Not with me. Just as long as we can make it balanced. That's all I ask. You know. But a centaur barbarian. One of my players in my Chromatic Children game is currently playing a Dragonborn Barbarian. And it has been fascinating, especially because to really kind of help their character work, I gave them a really powerful magic item. But I guess for the sake of fun, homebrew is allowed. Just what would you want to play, Jack? Centaur Doctor and Shadowrun? Gonna be House. So it's never lupus and they're addicted to pain medication. Got it. I support this. That was one of my favorite series. I hear more rumblies. Any more missed spots? All right. That should be dry. So in Shadowrun 4th edition, which is where you started, they had positive and negative qualities that affected your character differently. One of the negative qualities was called uncouth. Sounds about right. Are antisocial or sociopathic and have a difficult time interacting with others. The cost for learning or improving social skills is twice the normal amount for uncouth characters. And they may never learn any social skill groups. Interesting. Additionally, uncouth characters are treated as unaware in any social skills that they do not possess a rating 1 or higher. Interesting. The game master may require the character to make success tests for social situations that normal people would have no problems with. I can see how that would feed into that. So starting from there, he was going to be an ass, never think anything's lupus, probably be addicted to pain meds and have a limp leg. Something. Centaur with a gimp leg. I support this. I support this. I think if I were to play a character right now, hmm, I think I'd want to play a Ganazi. I think I would want to play a Ganazi. Some type of spellcaster, and not a pseudo one, a hard spellcaster. So wizard, sorcerer. Those aren't the only two hard spellcasters. Wizard, sorcerer. Technically, artificer falls into that. They're a hard spellcaster. It's just it's more flavored mechanically. The question would be, what flavor Ganazi? Hmm, probably air or water. I feel like it's been a while since I've played a dedicated spellcaster. So I think that'd be fun. I'm going to keep that out. Because clearly I need it. I have a lot of half species in my homebrew world, including Ganazi, but I've never played one, not as a player. So I think that'd be fun right now. Okay, we want to add some weathering to this. Sure, go in there. That's fine. Now the question is, how do we want to do this? Warforge. Woo, that's a lot of combinations, but I get it. Ooh. Ooh. You heard that? Yeah, that was a nice one. There's another one. Should use a darker green. Darker green. Get some growth, some moss. Yeah, there we go. It's looking like a right proper set of shingles. Ancient, worn, fallen into disrepair. I'm here for that. Let's see how it's going to look with him sitting on it. I'm liking it. I think I'm going to try and tone down the orange just a little bit more, though. Mm-hmm. That's looking a lot better. That is a lot better. This is going to be fun to dry brush. I swear to God. I swear. Hey, Blue Comet, how are you? How's your Monday going so far? Fuck, it looks like I'm starting a new Cyberpunk 2077 playthrough. Good luck. Mondayest Monday ever. I feel that. Well, hopefully it's over and you can chill. Hopefully you're able to get into something relaxing, something you're able to enjoy. That was one of the games that I was interested in at one point, Jack. Cyberpunk 2077, but just after the initial flop, I was immediately, turned away. I don't know, stuck with it. I was hyped enough that even though it was a flop, I still had fun with it. Then again, you played on PC. That's true. That's true. Yeah, if I got it, I would have gotten it on console, and that probably wouldn't have been a good time. Yeah, I like this color scheme. It is definitely coming along nicely. It's going to pop even more when I add more green and start layering it. I am curious what this darker green would look like. Oh yeah, that's sexy. Fuck yeah. Yep, going with it. We're running with it. I know what's wrong with it. Ain't got no gas in it. Oh yeah, this is looking gorgeous, and I am here for it. Do you know what's more gorgeous than this mini? You, you beautiful people. Yeah, that's looking really nice. And it's simple. It's just layering. That's all I'm doing. Adding layers to the paint. I need more of the green. Oops. This is looking gorgeous. Holy shit. Well, blues and greens are also very hard to like mess up, I think. Like they're such pretty colors. Oops. It's got paint all over me. Oh, that's how it goes. do think our base is in a very good spot. I don't know if I'm going to add any more to that. Yes. Take my breath away. Oh. Let us set you on your base and just get a look. Ooh. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Yeah, going with the orange for the shingles as a contrast was very, very nice because they both have really good attention to each other, in my opinion. Like you get to see the details of the base, but it doesn't detract from the dragon because the presence is just overwhelming. I like how this is turning out. I like how this is turning out a lot. That makes me happy. However, my friends, I do believe this is where we're going to end stream for the night. I'm starting to get tired again. Very much so. And rather than taking a break, I figured I would just also work through it. But yeah, this is our mini. This is the dragon so far. I'm going to put it on the big camera. Look at that. In much higher quality than what my hand camera can do. Very pretty. I like how this is coming along. It's making me very happy. So next Monday mini time, we're going to do the splines and chest. We're going to add some color to that. We're going to do the antlers and all the little details. And probably add some more layers. I'm glad I went with that light green base though, kind of like a seafoam green. That's really making those colors pop even more. I love it. This is so nice. Thank you, Comet. That's pretty. That is very pretty, and I'm here for it. I wonder who is on. Who is on? I wonder if Darling's on. It is 10 o'clock. She usually streams. Yeah, Darling Creepshow is on. All right, my frosty foxy friends. So here's what we're going to do. I am going to get this set up. As always, I announce when I go live on my socials down below. Follow me where convenient. I always appreciate it. You know what else I appreciate? You. You hanging out with me. It blows my mind you all could be doing anything else in the world. You choose to be with me. It means a lot. I can't even begin to express it. Next stream will be Wednesday. There's a lot of Destiny 2 shenanigans we got to get caught up on. A lot of player versus environment PvE stuff. So if you're interested, come vibe. I'd love to see your faces there. Let's give Darling Creepshow some love. Thank you, Jack. I appreciate that. Just in case you didn't see it, this is where we're at, where we're leaving off. Focus. Focus, buddy. Here we go. Ah! Oh, come on. You had it earlier. Ah, dang it. Yeah. Oh, there we go. There we go. Loving how it's coming along. Very happy with this progress. So next week, next Monday mini time, we'll be doing the splines and chest scales and antlers. We'll be adding those details and probably adding more layers, more depth to the blues and greens and shifting of the hues. So if you're interested, I'd love to see you there. Next stream will be Wednesday. I will announce all my socials when I go live. So we'll probably be doing Destiny 2 content. If nothing is happening, I'll probably be getting back into Horizon Forbidden West, the Burning Shores DLC, which, if you don't know, Horizon is an amazing open world role-playing game where humanity has all but disappeared except for a few remaining tribes, and you fight robot dinosaurs and robot animals. It's a pretty interesting game, not gonna lie. But yeah, we're gonna get this set up. Let's give Darling Creepshow some love. I'd appreciate that. Oh yeah, she's busy working on her own dragon and it looks amazing. So let's give her some love. We're gonna start this raid out. But I guess, as always, my frosty foxy friends, I heart your faces, and I'll see you in the next one. I hope you have a wonderful week. Everybody stay dry, stay cool, stay well fed, and I'll catch you in the next one. Later, everybody. One more thing before I go. Thank you all so much for hanging out tonight. I mean that. I know I'm tired and exhausted, and I was planning on canceling stream, but being with you all was really the right choice. Thank you again. Take care of yourselves, everyone.